As I started my journey into crypto Twitter, which right now is where I found the majority of information, majority of alpha when I'm investing into new projects. When I joined in, I quickly found out that I had to filter the information, where I was getting this information from. So I started digging and looking for good threads from great people, from people who actually knew what they were talking about, from specialists, developers, engineers, and stuff like that. And it didn't take long for me to find well-known crypto influencers inside the crypto Twitter space. And one of these people was this guy right here by the name of Dazai. A couple of months ago, I made 2 or 3 videos about nodes, and these videos were made onto some of his threads that he posted here on Twitter. They were talking about the lifespan of a node, what a node must have for it to be sustainable, what makes a node sustainable, stuff like that. He was talking about nodes very deeply with a lot of great information. So until that, everything was fine. I followed him. I started reading his content, which is really good, really in-depth content about nodes, about sustainability of the crypto ecosystem and stuff like that. Until a couple of days ago, I saw this. He's working on a node project and he reached out to me. Later, I found out that he is a fellow Portuguese speaker like I am. He is Portuguese from Portugal, whilst I am Brazilian, but we do share the same language. So that is another thing that we have in common. But he is, yes, working on a node, but this node is different. This node is something that I have not seen so far. This node is the base for his Philanthropic project. So yes, it is a charity project, but with a twist. You can be charitable, you can be donating money, you can be helping a project, accumulating funds and distributing to whoever is in need, while also having an income. This is really good. This is really 5-head if you know what 5-head means. But for example, let's take a look at their website. They are basically a protocol for philanthropy, but something that I really enjoyed is the sheer amount of transparency that goes on into this project. I'll show you in a little bit. I'm not going to stay on the actual website for now. I'm going to jump into the docs and the Medium article because it explains way better than just the homepage of the website. But I want to show you just this beginning right here, this introduction. We curate, manage, and maximize your DeFi earnings to give back to those in need. Our entire donation process is fully transparent, so you can see exactly where your money goes. Now, let's jump into the Medium article. Okay, so let's start into the reading. I started thinking about Decentralized Foundation, DeFi, in late December. I kept talking to my brother, who eventually became the co-founder, that so much money exists in DeFi, but so little is spent on charity. Some projects like Olympus had a charity component, but they were always very small and voluntary. I wished for a protocol that did donations automatically, making it easy and efficient. We have tons of cool plans for charity, but I will spare those here to give emphasis on other aspects of the protocol. In early January, I also started to get very worried about the sustainability of DAS. This was also around the time that I got into Twitter and my account exploded. I started to be vocal about high rewards and started thinking about advocating that protocols need a tapper in order to survive. Given that back then most protocols were also bad in terms of transparency, I kept thinking of making my own protocol, a fully transparent with a heavy charity element, with conservative rewards and with tappers for long-term sustainability. In mid-January, the protocol started to transform from just an idea into reality. We began planning how the system will work and getting a team ready. This is our first meeting with everyone together in late February. So these two right here are the co-founders. They are brothers. This is Thiago and this is Felipe. Now that you have the basic introduction about the project, we're going to skip from the Medium article. You can read that. It is very good, very well explained in detail. You should check it out. I'll leave in the description the links for all of it. It's going to be in the descriptions under links. You can check it out, read everything. You won't be disappointed. So let's go to the Medium article. So we jump straight to about us, to trust. DeFi, due to its decentralized nature and running on the blockchain where funds cannot be recovered, is particularly vulnerable to scams. Several projects have turned out to be frauds, leaving investors with lost funds, and the criminals cannot be found or punished since they were anonymous. This leaves the industry extremely skeptical of new DeFi projects, making new projects like ours harder to start. We want to create new standard of trust and professionalism. We have several factors that together will make our project unique and considered extremely trustworthy within the DeFi space. Now, let's look at the team. Right here, you will notice something that is really hard for you to find in a node project, which is they are fully doxed. These guys are fully doxed. Right here, they talk about KYC, that the demand for KYC projects are higher than ever. Then they're saying that they will go even further by doing what is called doxing, meaning that our identities will be fully public upfront. This brings a very high degree of confidence to the investors. So this is Thiago right here, I was talking about, also known as Dazai on Twitter. Then we have Felipe, his brother. We have Paulo, Jabari, Doxxed, and Presale. This is the core team for the project. So everyone really transparent, really good to see something like that. Then for the security, they have a multi-sig, which for phase 1, which is right now once they launch, for phase 1, the multi-sig will be 3 core team members, and it will be required 2 signatures for them to move funds, for them to move the money around. And then for phase 2, it will be 3 core members plus 3 mods, and we will require 4 signatures for transactions to be approved, for the wallets to be unlocked. The liquidity lock will be locked for 90 days, and then it will have another lock of another 90 days. They won't be locking it for any longer just because of phase 2. We will later on explain what is the difference between phase 1 and phase 2. And right here, this is another thing that I have not seen anywhere. I have not seen this anywhere else. And if you have seen it, please comment down below so I can check out that project as well. But they say right here that they want to be completely transparent, and we make our costs and profits completely public. You will know when every cent is going, not just how much is allocated to the team, but specifically to each person, how much and what it was used for. This information is already available in our Discord, where we share the finances of the protocol every single week. You can find it in the expenses channel. Can you? Yes, let's go over there and I'll show you. So if we open the Discord right here, we are under expenses right here. You can see expenses, and look, week 9, week 1, week 2. They even wrote down the $15 for the Zoom membership right here. Then week 2, week 3, look, and it goes all the way to the present day, week 12, April 12th to April 19th. And you can see right here, there's the salaries, and both Dazai and his brothers, they don't get paid. If you look right here, you can see Jabari, Doxxed, and Presale, but you cannot see Dazai anywhere here, nor his brother Felipe. And look, it just keeps going. So very transparent. This is something that should be applauded, but every other project should also be doing this. This is very, very good to see. Transparency is key, especially in DeFi, in my opinion. So their goal is charity, of course, but they want to do that while also providing some incentives, some rewards, some yield, some revenue to people who want to join the protocol. Our aim is to use DeFi as a tool for effective philanthropy while also producing sustainable revenue for every investor. All the DAs are investment projects. People invest because they want to have good return on investment. However, our goal in creating DeFi is to donate as much money as possible. We want to use the DeFi node system that has proved massively successful as a way of gathering funds and in the end donating to charity. Nevertheless, we still have to function as an investment protocol. Otherwise, there might be less incentives for new investors. Beyond this lower reward rate and the charity vault, our project will function in a similar way to its competitors and ensure maximum profitability to guarantee the continued success of the project. So they will have something called the charity NFTs. I'd say that after reading, this would be sort of like a medal. So it's going to be like a medal of honor that each person will have depending on how much they have donated. So for example, the empathy NFT will be over $5,000 donated. The altruistic NFT will be over $25,000 donated, and the philanthropistic NFT over $50,000. Each NFT will say precisely how your money was used and include digital content related to donations. For example, a real-life video showing the institutions and the people that were helped. Depending on the type of NFT, you may have special perks inside the protocol. They also say that they also want to expand into the metaverse and have interactive ways for you to connect with the institution, show videos, people who were helped by the Decentralized Foundation. It will also make you feel good. Philanthropy is not for you to receive anything, but just for you to give back with generosity. Here I think is very important to also show this. They have the charity list of all the charities they will be donating to. Of course, I think they'll add more later on. I think, for example, in times of war, in times of famine, somewhere in the world, they will have specific goals for these for other charities. I'm pretty sure it will work that way. But these are the main ones right here. So we have the Malaria Consortium, the Helen Keller International, and the Give Directly. So these are the three main charity lists that we have right now. But now let's go to the tokenomics. Let's see how these nodes will work, how much will you make, and if you want to be part of this philanthropic node project. So we have three different tiers, three different node tiers. They're called yield gems, but they're basically what you know as nodes. So we will have the Sapphire yield gem, which will cost 5 DeFo and 25 DAI. And these calculations are made from the starting price of $5 per DeFo. Then we have the Ruby yield gem, which will be at around $200, 20 DeFo and 100 DAI. Then we have the Diamond yield gem, which will be 400 DAI and 80 DeFo, so $800 in total. As DeFo increases in price, the total cost of yield gem will increase accordingly. The largest the yield gem, the greater the reward percentage in relation to the amount invested. The DAI component ensures that our treasury grows not only with our token, but also that we have funds that can be deployed as needed without increasing selling pressure. These are going to be NFTs. So all these yield gems that you have in the beginning will be NFTs. But for the time being, they won't be tradable. They even say each yield gem will be an NFT, but it won't be tradable in the beginning. Projects that have done this have faced difficulties. People can get the nodes, NFTs for cheaper in marketplaces, and they can be bought with AVAX. This reduces the buy pressure of our DeFo token and devalues the coin over time. Our solution will be to implement our own marketplace that requires DeFo for all transactions. However, this will take some time to implement. So kind of like the DeFi Kingdom subnet on AVAX runs on Jewel, this should be something really good for them to do, have a subnet running on DeFo. So all the marketplace there, all the transactions will be paid in DeFo. Now let's go to the rewards. Everyone wants to know how much they're gonna make, if this will make them rich. So let's take a look. They have done something interesting, which is while the norm for many projects is for the rewards to be taken daily or even hourly, rewards in DeFo will be taken weekly. This encourages long-term thinking, which is essential for the project to succeed. And here we have the rewards. For the Sapphire node, it will be at around 5.5% per week. So around 0.275 DeFo per week. The Ruby node will be 5.75 per week. And the Diamond node will be 6% DeFo per week. So it is 6% of the DeFo part of the node. It's not 6% of the whole price of the node. Because for you to create a node, you need DeFo and DAI. So the yield that you're going to get is only on the DeFo part, not on the DAI part. It says right here, the reward is in DeFo only, not accounting for the DAI component. Given that the cost of the yield gem is half in DAI, these rewards percentages are only half of the cost. The rewards were calculated taking into account the DeFo price will quickly double, and that price is what is assumed here in order to achieve the ROI described below. As DeFo increases in price, the initial DAI cost gets less and less relevant. So we saw that we have half DeFo and half DAI in the beginning, but if the price of DeFo instead of being $5 goes to $200, you will still have the same locked DAI price for each node. So it won't multiply with the DeFo as well. So the ROI should be around 241 for the Sapphire yield, 228 for the Ruby yield, and 216 for the Diamond yield gem. Here they have the tapering mechanism that it works really well in my opinion. It will make some people not like the project because some people are looking for 6-7% on a daily basis by tapering and putting fees on a reward. Some people are not going to be attracted to this, but I think this is what will make the project go a long way. So here it shows the strong example. I'm not going to be talking about this one, but their solution is to taper the rewards over time. This is the only way to prevent the problem from occurring. After receiving the same amount of default tokens invested, that counts as return of token. After return of token, whether the profit has been taken or not, the rewards will be tapered by 20%. Then the rewards will be tapered for each additional ROT cycle. Once you receive the same amount that you invested, you'll get 20% less in the next cycle. And then it will go like this. Will be for each return of token cycle, you will have less rewards. So right here, there's an example. Let's assume the initial cost of a specific UGEM was 100 default and was producing 5 default per week. After you receive 100 default, so your ROI is made, you'll be tapered by 20%. So you will start to receive 4 default. And then after you receive another 100%, you'll be tapered again. You'll be tapered again by 20%. So your reward will become 3.2 default per week. And then after 300 default received, you will go to 2.6 default. Each taper is based on your latest reward rate and not the original. This tapering applies individually to each UGEM. As such, if you compound or purchase a new node, each new one will not have a taper until they hit their respective ROI. This system prevents exponential growth that compromises the protocol, but it does so in a gradual manner and only after ensuring the investor has gotten good returns. This calculation only applies to the native token, so not on the DAI side. There won't be many cycles of ROT because we will transition to phase 2 in the meantime. Now let's go to the fees right here. They will have a couple of fees. Again, this will make some people not happy, but this is the best way for the long term. The ROI is longer than most protocols, but of course that is directly correlated with your sustainability. We want something that lasts. So we have 5% charity fee. This fee is paid whenever rewards are cashed out, either to the wallet or to phase 2 vault. It is obviously the most important, and without it we cannot fulfill our philanthropy goal. This tax will be immediately transferred to the charity wallet. And then we have the reward fee. You can see there's a bunch of numbers right here. Why? Because it goes weekly. So this will be taxed when cashing out rewards. It has a tiered system based on how long the rewards have been kept in the protocol. This tax will go 100%, so the entirety of the tax will go to the reward pool. The first week, it will be 30%. The second week, it will be 20%. The third week, it will be 10%. And the fourth, it will be 0%. Of course, you have to add to this the charity fee on top. And then there is also a maintenance fee. So the maintenance fee will be different for each tier. So for the Sapphire, it will be 1.5 DAI or $1.5, however you're going to call it, per month. For the Ruby, $6 per month. And for the Diamond, 24 DAI per month. They're based on the cost of the UGEM. They're proportional to the investment made and fair to every tier. These fees will adjust if the default token changes significantly to maintain the same ratio of UGEM value to the maintenance fee. The current ratio is 3% of the UGEM, assuming a default token price of $5 and accounting for the DAI component. Since the token is likely to increase in price in the beginning, these fees will increase accordingly. The maintenance fees are important because it provides a consistent source of revenue to the protocol and can be utilized without selling the default token and affecting its price. It will be possible to pay this amount upfront until 6 months. So you can be already depositing, you can be paying up these at once up to 6 months. And then we have other implementations, optimizers to make the protocol's longevity higher. So we have a daily limit for you to make nodes, which is 32 nodes per day, 32 Sapphire nodes per day, 8 Ruby nodes per day, and 2 Diamond nodes per day. Then you're going to have a price stabilizer. So kind of like a bot. So whenever the price is spiking, volatility is huge, they will sell some of their own default to maintain the default price inside a range. So if it starts to rally up and volatility is so high, they just turn on this price stabilizer, it sells a bunch, and if it starts to go under, it buys a bunch to stabilize the default token. Phase 2, it will be different. It won't be node based anymore. So it will be them leaving the node system and going to a vault system, for so to say. So the system that we have described so far, we call that phase 1. It should be understood as fundraising phase, similar in nature to an initial public offering, an IPO. This is done in order to have a big treasury so that it can be employed in phase 2. Phase 2 will have the following changes. UGEMs will no longer receive rewards or pay a maintenance fee. rewards will no longer be given in a predictable manner, and rewards will be given monthly in DAI by splitting revenue from our investments. So that means that the NFTs will not be nodes anymore. So you won't be getting daily or weekly rewards from them, but instead you will participate into a pool of investors, and then that investment, depending on the percentages of your share of the whole pool, you get part of that reward of the investments. So this ensures that our protocol is sustainable with whatever opportunity are available in the DeFi world. While we understand that such system is not as appealing, it's the only true solution for guaranteed sustainability. We will thus act as a yield farming service, not anymore as a node service. Furthermore, because of our allocation to the treasury so high compared to other node protocols, these transactions will still be able to continue providing great returns to investors. And for the vault distribution, it will be pretty simple. The treasury distribution will be based on the node each investor has, plus the default they have put into phase 2 vault. So once you get the rewards from your node, you can do two things. You can cash out the default and sell it to take profits, or you can lock the default in the vault, the phase 2 vault. And the more default you have in the phase 2 vault, the more will be your share size for you to receive the revenue from the phase 2. So you can see how they have a very extensive, very detailed documentation. They have thought about almost everything, it seems. So right now they are doing a pre-sale. Let me show you right here. The pre-sale for the Omega NFT, they have ran out already. There's nothing left. But for the Delta NFT, they still have some left. And of course, there are incentives. You will have a reward boost, and you will have a vault fee of 50% reduction. So instead of having 10% fee, you will have 5% fee, and the maintenance fee as well. So this right here will reduce everything 25% less. But now, after I said that, what is the risk I'll give these nodes? I give every node a risk factor from 1 to 10, 10 being the riskiest. So this one, I'd give it a 2. For one reason, they have a very well thought of method to prevent people from selling. They don't want people to take profits daily basis or weekly basis. They want people who actually join for them to join for a good reason, which is philanthropy. So here is my call to action. I'd say buy these if you're more focused into philanthropy than you are into making passive income. If you're trying to make passive income, go find some other node that is trying to pay 1%, 2%, 3% daily, and see where you go, see how long you last with that. And I think after that project has died, you will still see this project standing right here. Just because, of course, ROIs are longer, you get less rewards than other projects, other node projects, but you're doing good, and also having a bunch of optimizers to maintain the price of default stable. So it will be a very stable passive income way, in my opinion. I might be totally wrong, but from reading this, from understanding how the project will work, this is really, really what I feel about. So now that you have gotten all the way to the end, I have something very important to tell you. We are going to do a giveaway. We will be giving away with Dazai, with the Decentralized Foundation. We'll be giving away 100 DAI on my Twitter. So this is public, everyone can join. The only thing you have to do, you have to scroll down a little bit. I'll leave the link for the giveaway on Twitter. You have to follow me, follow Dazai, follow the Decentralized Foundation for you to qualify and maybe win this $100. And then for those who are already in the Sleep Money Club with me, Andy, the Deccan Investor, and many others, we're giving away over there 3 Sapphire nodes. So if you are part of the Discord, you can join the giveaway tab, and you will see right there we will have the giveaway already. I'll launch the giveaway when this video goes live, so whoever sees it here has time to go on Twitter, to go on Discord, and join the giveaway. And they will be live for around 24 hours. So if you are interested into all of this, I'll leave the information for the giveaways in the comments down below, also in the description, so you can find more about it. And all the links about Decentralized Foundation will also be in the description. So thank you so much to Dazai for sponsoring this video, for reaching out, talking to me about this project. Really amazing project. I also hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss next videos here on this channel. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow for another one. Peace.